Okay, let's see if I can turn this down a little bit. What's up, everybody, and good evening. Hey, just so we all know, we are streaming live on Facebook. I don't care how clean you try to keep it. Let's keep it semi-clean, but please keep it cute. By all means, keep it cute. Good evening. My name is Sandra Lopez. Welcome to Sip and Pip Thursdays. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I am one of your hosts for the evenings. We have two phenomenal panelists that are going to be talking with us this evening. We're just going to engage in conversation, go back and forth a little bit, and just kind of share feedback, right, and different trials that all of us have had with money entanglements in our lives. So again, my name is Sandra Lopez. I've had several good and bad stories to tell about money in real life, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to share information with people and relevant information so that people would kind of understand that trading or investing or making money doesn't have to be done in a square, right? There is no right or wrong way to do it. And it isn't just for one kind of person, right? You don't have to be super smart. There are regular people out there just like you, as old as you, younger than you, older than you, doing all the things that you ever wanted to do. And the only difference between you and them, me and them, is a decision that somebody made, right? So I wanted to get on here on Thursdays and just have candid conversations with people just to kind of get you guys to see that we are relatable, right? We can have these conversations. And again, my name is Sandra. I'm super excited that you guys are listening, tuning in. If you get a chance to, when you're attending, it doesn't matter if it's on Facebook or this chat, just go ahead and tell us where you're from, where you're coming in from, and just kind of listen in. Kiana, go ahead, sis. I'll pass it on to you.
All right, sis, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, awesome. So I'm just super excited that we're even having this conversation. I'm just elated to even be a part of this panelist. I believe this platform is definitely going to we're going to look to discuss a lot of information about, investing and money and finances, and just basically, or things that are stopping us from kind of like going over to the next portion. I know for me, I was scared of the thought of investing. I was scared of the thought of putting money into something. And when I seen the opportunity, when I seen the success, when I seen the results, I knew it was something that I kind of like had to take part of. And then even, just watching you is kind of just like, okay, well, I'm not as busy as you, Sandra, and I know that you're like a beast in doing this, and I know that if I can just do a little bit of what you're doing, then I can become very successful. So I'm just excited about this money entanglement episode 1, increasing your cash flow. This information on this webinar is going to be so amazing. So I'm just grateful. So I'm going to go ahead and give it back.
All right, perfect. So check it out. We have two phenomenal panelists, right? So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the first one and let her talk a little bit about herself. And I'm going to let her introduce her best friend, and then they can talk about each other for a little bit, and then we'll just take the mic back. Well, first up on the mic, y'all, we have Alicia Wallace. Alicia Wallace is like near and dear to my heart. She's like one of my sister's best friends, but you know how like when your family, like their best friends become like your best friends, and like their sisters become your sisters, and like we're like this big family entanglement, to be honest. So Alicia Wallace, phenomenal sister. Sis, go ahead and rock the mic. I'm not even going to introduce you. Like, I need you to introduce yourself because that's how dope you are. I would do you zero justice.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you, Sandra and Kiana, for having me tonight. I can talk about this topic forever because my whole level up, get your life right plan started a very long time ago when I used to live paycheck to paycheck. And I came out of college. I made $48,000 a year on my first job. And all I did was spend it at happy hour. And my sister came to live with me, and she was like, you make good money. Like, how do you not have any money? And I was just like, I don't know, but I don't. I mean, like, no money, like your rent is late, note on the door, no money. Like, just entirely irresponsible with a super professional job. My car was a straight up bucket. and I didn't even have the credit to get a new car. So she put me on a budget, and I always tell people like there's levels to it. So when people ask me like, how did you get to be where you are? I'm like, there's levels. Like, so I started this budgeting stuff with Financial Peace. You guys may know Dave Ramsey. She put me on his program to have like an emergency fund and pay off my debt back when I was in my early 20s. So some of those tenets have stuck with me throughout the years, and I've been able to budget enough where at least I don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. But then I just decided that as my salary increased, I felt like I was still spending too much money. So I put it on my mind that I wanted to buy a house, because I knew for me that if I got my money away from me because I had a goal. So that first budget, that Dave Ramsey budget, was because I wanted to go to Europe. I wanted to go to Paris and Italy, and I had to figure out a way to afford it. So I put that goal in front of me. It helped me stash my money to go on my European excursion. The next goal I had, like in my late 20s, was to purchase a home. And I just knew, again, like that's gonna take some, several thousands of dollars. If I stash my money away from that, then it'll be easier for me to start to say no to some of these vacations and trips and happy hours. And for everybody on the phone, I'm in Maryland, right outside of DC. It was like party central back then. So it was easy for me to spend up all my money buying new outfits to go to the club and all that. So fast forward, I ended up purchasing the house, and that really got my financial life in order. And in the midst of saving for the house, I decided like, I need to take this financial stuff just a little bit more seriously. I want to be a millionaire. I met with a financial advisor who got me to invest in life insurance. That was the first type of investment I ever learned about. And with the life insurance and my 401k, he said, yep, you will be a millionaire by the time you're 65 and ready to retire. And I was like, okay, I need to be a millionaire a lot sooner than that. So I started reading a lot of books on money mindset, Millionaire Next Door. I have a lot of books that I'll probably put in the chat for you all to check out. And it really just started to change my way of thinking. And I learned that millionaires don't usually work for other people. They have several streams of income. They're able to master their finances on a smaller scale before they're charged with the responsibility of mastering their finances on a larger scale. So once I learned all of that, and then I got... Go ahead.
Really quick, so that people understand just a little bit, right? Because some people, just to get people to understand that everybody from all walks of life can trade, right? Everybody from all walks of life can trade in the foreign exchange market, digital currency. They can all trade high frequency binary options. Everybody can trade. What would you say for the person out there that thinks that it takes a lot of money? Like Alicia probably makes a lot of money and that's why she's able to trade. What would you say to that?
I would say, and I guess my point of the story is that it doesn't take a lot of money, it takes a lot of discipline. So the discipline that I'm using for trading is discipline that I had to build in other parts of my life in order to get to this point. So for the trading, you're going to have to invest in learning. I spent $160,000 to get 2 degrees, to get 2 college degrees. And so I know what it takes to invest in learning. So for trading, I'm spending a little bit of money a month. So there's that level of investment. And then you have to decide what you're comfortable putting up. And, you're not going to bet your house on something that you're just learning. So you should put up something that maybe is equivalent to your happy hour budget for the month. Or put up something that is equivalent to your shoe budget or your Red Lobster budget, like whatever it is that you do. And once you understand your finances, then you'll be able to know, like I have this amount of time and money to invest in learning this new skill set, and comparably to like how I used to spend my money and how I want to spend my money going forward. Like the investment is minimal.
I hear that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce the next panelist. As you know about as much about her as I do.
The next panelist joined this money mindset journey with me a couple of years ago. She keeps me motivated. In the corner of my ring, I'm in the corner of her ring. And, you know, we in this fight to take all this money we can from the 1% and put it in our pocket because we're learning their skill sets, and she's all about it. And when I tell you, Awilda Grant has been the most disciplined person when it comes to wanting to advance her life. She doesn't just talk about it. She knows that life change takes a lot of hard work, and she hasn't been scared to do it. So that's our bestie and our sister, Awilda.
Hey guys, my name is Awilda Grant, formerly Awilda Lopez Mercado. And I just love my name so much. I always joke about how my name, even Grant's, is always like, grant me this, grant me that. It just brings me things. It helps me manifest what I'm gonna get. But my previous last name, Mercado, kind of means market and shop. And it's crazy because I've made so much money shopping, and now I'm about to make even more money in the market. So I love my name. It's definitely kept me motivated in different places of my life. I'm happy to join this conversation with people I admire. God, my first relationships with money started with my sister. I haven't been, you know, we used to get little nickels from our grandmom and really thought we were doing things with those little nickels going to the store.
Can't even 25 cents back then.
You know, we used to get a lot of penny candy, and that was, you were doing things with penny candy. And so for me, it was different. You know, our family is from Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico. We come to the States, and of course, we are citizens for anyone who's not aware. But we come to the States unestablished, making new grounds, breaking new grounds, basically trying to figure out what life is here and dreaming and living it all at once. So we didn't come from established wealth, very raised in what I consider not the lowest of poverty, but low income, you know, low income inner city children. Definitely had that whole first of everything in the families. Like, I believe our cousins, or my sister, my siblings, my cousins, were all the first to start experiencing what this real American dream is supposed to be about. And it's not something that just was handed to us. So we definitely were encouraged to finish education. So we did the whole, you know, went to school, went to college. I went to college without a plan. So I'm definitely one of those people still paying student loans. And I've already paid what I owed in student loans. And I still owe more money. And it's just ridiculous. It's like the curse that just never ends because you keep paying and paying. And I finally have enough money to pay off my student loans, but I'm choosing not to yet. I don't know. I'm going to make a decision soon whether they're going to leave me alone or if I'm going to finally pay them off. But in my journey, you know, with student loans.
Is it Fannie Mae, or was it Sally Mae or Fannie Mae? Who's the student loan? Yeah, somebody need to get ahead and hack them.
Well, I actually paid Sally Mae off, so I don't have any more Sally Mae loans. I have AES loans, but they're still, you know, they weren't as much as Alicia's, but for me, there were a significant amount of loans, and I'm still paying them off. So after the loans came, or during the loan session came my first experience with credit cards. I had no idea how to use credit cards. I had no idea what credit was. So I was so excited to have a credit card, and somebody gave me a credit card without having a job. And I was like, oh, wow, you could just get these things and you can buy things. And I bought the most ridiculous thing ever. I ain't even going to tell you about it, but it was like $1,000 outfit. Like, what? No, I'm not even going to talk about that outfit. A $1,000 outfit and no money to pay this credit card back. So that didn't really hit me until one time I was studying abroad. I was fortunate to have the opportunity, but I was in London hungry, like really hungry, you know what I mean? And I was budgeting like crazy. So anyway, let's just fast forward. You know, I've had similar experiences. having like the regular basic entry level positions. I never pursued higher education past college. I wanted to, but I did become a mother at 25, and 25 seems kind of late to start, I don't know, MBAs or any type of program. But at that time, I really, after I had my firstborn, I was thinking about going to law school. And I was taking all the tests and I was getting ready for the big test, the LSAT in 2010. And I got just sidetracked because we had the blizzard of 2010. I don't know if anyone remembers that blizzard. We were in Edgewood. It was crazy.
Yeah, we're in Maryland. I just moved back up here. We have 40 straight inches, y'all. 40 straight. I just moved back up north. 40 straight inches of snow. Snowed in. Only thing open was a liquor store. Thank God for that.
It was, and we used to walk there. I remember that. And so what I remember is that they canceled my test and I had to retake it. And I got a job opportunity, and this job opportunity presented me with a higher salary. They presented me with a vehicle, and they also had like great benefits like healthcare and tuition reimbursement. And in one hand, I had like this test that was possibly going to open doors. And in the other hand, I had a job that was offering me so many tools that's going to, enhance my life right then and there. So I actually took that job. And when I took that job, it was like a journey for me because I started becoming more independent. After that job, I got my own place with my child. I was a single mom. I had to work on my credit. I remember meeting this amazing guy, who I met years ago, but he's currently my husband. And he was this like financial put together type of dude. And I remember thinking like, oh, wow, I got to compete with him. I need to kind of like level up so he can see me as a different type of person, because I used to have a bucket, before I got my company car. I had a little 2-door Cavalier. It was terrible. And then all of a sudden I'm driving of the year car. And so anyway, to fast forward, I ended up figuring out how to get out of those certain situations. I ended up finding myself stuck in corporate reorganizations, cutbacks, and I didn't get laid off, but I did suffer greatly from cutbacks where I lost a third of my income. So at that time, I had to make a decision, like, what am I going to do? I still have all these bills to pay. And I had to take different strategies, just like Alicia spoke about, learning how to shop differently, learning how to budget. But for me, I didn't like Dave Ramsey, because Dave Ramsey would tell you that you need to eat ramen noodles. Dave Ramsey would tell you that you can't have nice things. He would tell you you need to cut it all out in order to really build these type of saving accounts and, just having things and being able to pay your bills. And so I decided that I wanted to do different types of research. And so what I did was I learned basically like a shopping strategy. I learned how to make money by shopping. And then I got introduced to mentors like Gary Vee. Gary Vee I kind of fell into it somehow, but he had a challenge, and it was called the 2017 Flip Challenge. And the goal was that you were going to make $20,000 by selling anything in your house. He was like, I don't care what it is, just go in your house, find something you're not using anymore, and list it. And next thing you know, that year I made about over $27,000, and I posted it on my Instagram. So just to like kind of, just document, my journey and how I started. And on my Instagram, you will see at the Savings Chica all the weird things I used to sell. And it was an amazing journey. Doing all that, I found that it did pay to kind of like invest in myself, take time to learn these strategies, take time to take risks, really put myself out there and be uncomfortable. I wasn't comfortable putting things on Marketplace or OfferUp. I tried eBay, any reseller thing, I tried it. I wasn't comfortable going to the stores, trying to figure out how to shop at the store properly, how to get the best deal. But I remember I would just sit there and practice and learn what other people were doing just to get the best deal. Now I think I'm like an expert shopper. I get deals from clothes to houses, you name it. The deals are there. But I'm a true student. I'm a true follower of discipline and principle. So my idea of leveling up, it includes, times where I've had to sit there and study. My next opportunity came when I started investing in myself. When I had my child, my second child, I was like, this job is not it for me. If anyone's listening, I still like my job. I'm still here. But this job is not everything for me, right? So I'm sitting here wondering, like, what else can I do? So my job did not offer maternity leave, right? And so I had just had a wedding that I paid for cash. I had just had a surgery that I paid for cash. I had just had a baby where my medical deductible was about $8,000. So I paid for all of that in 2018 cash. And then I was going to take months off at the end. I had my baby in November, and I didn't have maternity leave, and I wanted my time with my child. So I took those 3 months off with no money. And during that time, I said, I need to do more. And I took a marketing course that cost me $2,000. I bought a Apple MacBook that cost me like $2,500. And that might seem like kind of ridiculous when you're like, girl, you're not working, you don't have no income. But I had money saved. And I was like, if I'm going to use this money to make more money. I started my business with the amazing guidance of my friend, of course. Alicia encouraged me to start a business and really put those, skill sets to action, because she's like, wow, you're really learning a lot of things. This is amazing. You can really make more money off of this. So in 2019, we just kept investing into programs and knowledge. And when I did my taxes in 2019, I was like, I invested like $13,000. Like my income for the business was like negative $13,000. But it was okay because I knew that was going to take me into 2020. So here we are in 2020, and so many things happened. I could write a book on everything that happened, but the major thing that happened in 2020 is that, everything that people said was going to happen happened. All of a sudden the business went into positive. Next thing you know, my bank account went from having 4 figures to 5 figures. And finally, last month, my bank account went to having 6 figures. And I have never seen 6 figures in my bank account in my life. And so we just have a challenge now between our friends to turn that to 7 figures. Next thing you know, I'm getting these opportunities just coming all around. And now I'm introduced into an opportunity that can help me grow my money differently than what I'm already doing. So I still have my job, I still have my personal business, I'm still growing my marketing business, and now I've begun to trade. So my life is completely full. I have 2 kids, I have a husband, and I spend so much time just like pouring into myself to learn. And every day I might wake up at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 6 in the morning, depends on where my energy is at, but I'm putting hours in to develop the skill set. And I can tell you that I funded my investment account June 1st, and we're almost at the end of July. So it hasn't even been 2 months, but the amount of knowledge that I have is just ridiculous. Like I legit just mark up the charts to predict what happens. And I come home and celebrate myself because exactly what I thought was supposed to happen is happening right before my eyes. So like a lot of you say, there's no need to risk your house or risk your money. It's not a race for me because I know in a couple months when I fund my account fully, I'm going to be multiplying that money and I'm going to be sharing my information with my friends. So my family, my close, my mentees, anyone who I'm actually working with, like we literally have meetings and say, hey, look, this is what I learned today. And I learned that sometimes you have to cut out some of the people who are not motivating you to change or live the life that you're living. And that part hurt the most because you're like, dang, we used to do everything together. But now the things you want to do, everyone don't want to do anymore. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy my time with the people who are actually growing with me and are into the things that I'm doing. And when I tell you that that's when everything changed for me, that's when everything changed. Like all of a sudden, like-minded people, I'm hanging with people that have the things I want. Like you should see Alicia's kitchen. And now I'm about to have a beautiful kitchen. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here designing bathrooms, kitchens, picking out flooring for my whole house. Like, I'm really living a whole different life that I didn't think I was going to have. And I think it was by me changing these complicated relationships I had with money and coming around people who can help me understand what I need to do to fix this. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're never going to get out of that situation. So that's just a little bit about me and where I've come from and basically why I'm here now. So back to you, girl.
I love you, sis. That was totally a lot of bit about you, but I think it's important. It's important for people to understand that busy people trade, people with no money trade, people with money trade, and the only thing you really need that all of those people. I think the connecting factor in everything you said was discipline, right? Like, you have to be disciplined. Alicia said it too, right? You're not gonna leverage your entire house. I would never. You know what I mean? But somebody will come in there.
Let me say this. Like, yeah. People ask me all the time, how much money did you make, girl? I'm like, what does that matter? Like, because when you look at the opportunity of how much money I would have made had I risked more money, yeah, that would be grand. But I'm telling you that I learned something. I'm telling you that my celebration today is that I literally learned how to patience, how to watch the market and watch it go up and down and land in that spot where I knew it was going to land. I've learned that, eventually in a couple months when I'm more comfortable, I'm not here to gamble. I can go to Vegas. I can go anywhere. It's not that type of party.
Gamble, right.
Yeah. Or I can use the products that that are available to me and make more money, but I'm not here for that part. I'm here to actually learn. I'm here to teach my child. I'm here for an investment family. We talk about stocks, trading, like all day here. We're looking at ways our money is growing. We're looking at ways that, we're going to keep, just things in the family. Basically, like, we pay to make sure that our family is secure in all aspects, whether we're here in the now. And, that's something Alicia and I were talking about earlier, is like life insurance. How many people have life insurance? How many people don't have life insurance? I have life insurance. You have life insurance, Kiana?
Yes, I have life insurance.
Good. See, look, all of us have life insurance. I know Alicia has life insurance, and I pay a nice amount of money. I pay more money for my life insurance than I do for programs on development, and I do that because if something happens to me, I want my family to be secure. However, I also pay a ridiculous amount of money for my cell phones. Them things are trash. Them things do not work. But that cell phone been bringing us some money, so I'm not even gonna hate on that.
I think people
need good connection.
People start using
So this is supposed to be sip and pip, everybody.
I think people should start using their phone as an asset instead of a liability.
Yes, Kiana, I was just going to bring you up and be like, I'm ready to hear from Kiana here about your money woes, to be honest. No, not money woes, but money wins and woes.
For me, my money wins. I have a lot of money woes than money wins. I would say that. When I was growing up, you hear your parents talk about credit, and you hear your parents say, you need credit to get things done, but 17, 18, you're like, yeah, all right, you're just trying to get out the house. You're thinking about the first apartment you're about to get. So credit is really not on your mind. And when you get into high school, when you get into college, Victoria's Secret is the first people that hit you up because you're like, I get all the good smell-jis, I'm about to smell really good going into school, I'm about to get everything, wearing pink. When I was in college, if you had pink, you're balling. You're Victoria's Secret, that was it. But you're getting different things, and you don't realize because you're getting all these credit cards. Because at that point, everyone's kind of approving you, oh, you're in college, credit. And then it's not until you finish college, you have all your student debt, you have student loans you gotta pay off. Then you're trying to get an apartment, but you can't get an apartment because you have bad credit because you never paid off the credit cards that you use. Then you're trying to get a car. Then you realize you gotta put a lot of money down just to get a car because you have bad credit. And that's basically what my story was. I was so excited to get a credit card. I was swiping here, Bath and Body Works here, the mall here. I was a swipe master. Anywhere swipe. But when it came time for me to actually pay those credit card bills, I was like, wait, but I just use the cash that I just made from working. Like, for other stuff, I'm not thinking about these credit card bills. So that breaks down for me, it broke down my credit. And so now I was 26 last year, trying to figure out like, okay, well, I want to buy a house by the time I'm 28. Like I want, I have a car now, but I still have a lot of debt. Like how am I supposed to do this? I'm tired of working a 9 to 5. Like I'm always exchanging time for dollars. I'm always tired, but I still want to live a normal life. I'm in my 20s. Like who doesn't want to go out, hang out with their friends instead of working all the time, right? So for me, when I see an opportunity that kind of like presented itself to me and it gave me a solution, instead of being skeptical like most people are, I was like, okay, well, let me take this opportunity to see how it really, really works. And a lot of times people are very like opposed to opportunities because they think it's like a catch. Like everything always has to be a catch. Like why does everything in this world have to be a catch? Like, yeah, you're going to catch a solution. like find something that's going to work for you. And for me, when I found just trading period, investing period, I was like, okay, well, maybe the job that I'm working at right now is going to fund my dream. And the job that I was working at that moment was able to pay for the academy for me to learn how to trade. And a lot of times people say, oh, you're Forex trader, you this, you that, whatever product you're trying to present to people, we're always getting like a bad rap about like home-based businesses. But it's not that. It's just we start thinking outside the box and we stop going with the normal. Like we want something different. Get around people that have the same mindset as you and find something different. Maybe I don't want to be a lash tech. I don't even know how to do hair. Maybe I want to find something different, right? So when I found out all I had to do was like understand charts and numbers and I can make money from that, that was kind of like, if I didn't take the opportunity, I was playing myself. And so it's just like, are you going to be poor mentally or are you going to be poor in reality? Like, so poor mentally for me is like passing over opportunities repeatedly. I'm okay with being broke and I'm going to stay here and I'm okay with listening to me complaining about things that I don't have. And at one point in your life, you have to get tired. Like, I know a lot of people have friends and they're always complaining. Every time you talk to them, they have a problem. Any new news? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is my homegirl. Like, okay, well, what's new? Like, is she talking about something different? And I was like, no, like, talking about her boyfriend from, the same thing. Okay, well, get off the phone. Like, they didn't have new news. And so now that I'm 27, I'm realizing, like, people around me, if you don't have new news, I don't want to hear it. Like, you don't have new business opportunities, you don't have a new mindset, if you don't have a new book for me to read, if you don't have a new, personal development video for me to read, I'm kind of like, okay, that's cute. Like, I don't want to hear the same complaint over and over again. Like, girl, I'm tired of my job. If you're so tired of getting a solution, then get a vehicle that's going to drive you to the solution of your problem. But if you don't want to change your situation, stop complaining about it. And that's basically what kind of drove me to this opportunity, is I just really got tired of hearing myself. Like, one day I was like, okay, once you're sick and tired of hearing yourself, something is wrong. Like, once you start talking to yourself in your head, like, okay, you're complaining so much, like, get over it, like, find something different. I knew, okay, this opportunity. And since that moment that I took this opportunity, it's been one of the biggest blessings that I can ever be in. Like, I've never left the country, and with this opportunity, I'll be able to go to London. And then also have like a whole bunch of mentors all over the world. So that's just basically how I feel about, investing money and different opportunities being presented to, you as a person. Cheers.
Kiana, I love you. You said you was like, what'd you say, you were 28 years old?
I'm 27 now. I turn 28 next year.
Oh God! So, I mean, we share ages. I'm 39. Okay, I'm the oldest panelist on the panel. But right, I say all that to say that, man, sometimes you do got to get around like-minded individuals. And I had a friend of mine, man. I've known him legit since 2003. Probably like one of my longest friends in the military. Right, like I actually met him in Georgia when we were learning to do our jobs, and then from there we both PCS to Germany. We've been friends for a long time. He hits me up. He literally lives like 45 minutes away. He was like, I flew all the way to Hawaii and made sure to see you. Here you are on the East Coast, 45 minutes away, and I didn't see you yet. I said, because I'm busy. And, you know, it's crazy because when people hit me up now, and I'm like, you know, you're more than likely to catch me on the Zoom before you catch me on the phone. Like, if
Right.
you ask me about something that's kind of sort of about to benefit me, I kind of sort of do not want to listen. And I don't mean for that to happen. And I think I was talking to my wife about that. I want to say it might have been last night. And it was just like, you know, like I think it's okay to grow apart. You know, I think we'll mention it. Like, you know, some of those people that you started certain journeys with aren't there, right? And some of those friends that you thought were gonna like ride with you till the wheels fell off, well, they fell off before we got a flat. You know what I'm saying? Like they been fell off, and it's not that I don't wish. It's not that I wish. What am I trying to say? It's not that I don't want any of them to be successful with me. It's that they don't want to be successful with me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't keep running with people on my ankles. I can't move forward without people that want to move forward with me. Like if we in a baton race, if we in one of them races, like if you're not running, I can't get you the baton. Like, what are you doing? I got to get you the baton. You got to take the race. And you know, like, sis, I admire you to the end. Like I told my sister I was actually about to buy, you know, I was about to make a $600 purchase a couple hours ago, and I was like, nope, you gotta call sis. She didn't answer the phone, so I was like, I'm just going to sleep. I need a nap. I'm gonna sleep on it. And she was like, I'll call you later. And I was like, it's okay. I was gonna wait to talk to you anyway before I, you know. And you have people in your life that want the best for you financially. Like that for me is important, right? It's super important to be in an organization or a situation where I'm gonna say the majority, right? Because I'm not gonna say the whole. The majority of the people that I'm surrounded with right now are more worried about building people than they are about building business. And I think the business and the money comes after once you take the time to build a relationship. Like me, you know, Kiana, I hit you up out the blue because I really like the way that you present yourself, right? The way that you come off, the way that you come to people and at people. And for me, I was like, man, I want to collaborate with Kiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see what me and her can do. And it says, you know, I'm going to bring you whatever I'm doing regardless. Like, I could be selling oranges to the orange company, and I would need your, I'm going to want your support. You know, even though they probably have their own orange field in the back, or
I'm always there. I'm always there.
But you know, and Alicia, like when I first met you, man, I remember when I first met you, and I met you at the wedding, so we didn't talk a lot. But I kind of heard you talk at Walter's house, and I was like, your friend Alicia pretty dope, right? And it's about getting around people that are thinking like you or at a higher level, because honestly, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you kind of need a new circle. Like there's no more growth for you in that circle if you are already the smartest person in that circle. And I'm not saying that to bash any of my friends, and I'm not saying that for you to bash any of your friends. I'm saying that to put it into perspective, right? You cannot outgrow anything if you are the most grown person in a situation or relationship, right? There's no growth in there for you. Like I can't achieve to be better than what I already am. And if you're not better than I am, then and you're what I see and what's feeding me every day. There's no growth in that. And it is, you know, I'm 39, so I don't know if I've already said that. So I'm 39, and I've gotten to the point in my life where I still have the same amount of people that love me in my life, right? Tons of friends, tons of people that I've known my entire life, but we're not all growing at the same rate in the same direction. We're not all seeing and thinking the same way, and we don't have to per se, right? Because I think I try to, and if I don't, I'm gonna try harder to reach back and bring somebody with me. You know what I'm saying? But my immediate focus, legit, is my family. And when this thing presented itself, and I got to really understand what it was, I couldn't wait to tell my sister, man, but she wasn't trying to hear it. She was like, no, She was like, you did the travel thing, you did the fat raps. Like, no, I supported all that, but I'm not. I don't know what you're doing now, but I'm not. And it's crazy. And I was like, no. I said, because for me, right, as tough as this is to say, the higher that you go, you know, with this thing, honestly, the less friends, like all of your friends are either going to be trading, and all of your friends that were your friends aren't going to be your friends anymore, because you are, like Wilda said, you're going to be surrounding yourself with people that have more than you or what you have, because now you guys are what you have in common, right? You become like, we're out of touch now with certain people and certain things. I'm telling you, when he was hitting me up about hanging out, I was like, and do what? Like, what? I ain't trying to just sit up drinking with you. I mean, this is sip and pip, right? But I ain't sit with you and drink and do what? Like, what are we doing? Like, are we getting on these charts? Like I could get a sip and get on the truck. I can get a sip and get on a car. I can like what? I was like, bro, don't even make no sense. You already know what I do all the time. You can't take 15 minutes. No. Huh?
Crab legs and pit.
And, right. And, I hung out. Alicia was over here. Alicia and Willa were over here the other day. We hung out all Saturday. It was like nails, Forex, crab legs, Forex, growth. This is what I'm doing. Let me show. Like that's what
we went over the book. We went over the.
We went over. Right. We went over the book, man. Get the book, man. 7 laws you must honor to have uncommon success. It was crazy. Like that's how I want to spend my time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I want to. I want to be this sponge, and I want to take in what everybody got to give me. But it got to be something I want. And I hate to be that way, but yeah, Kiana, for real, when people call me, I'm like, oh, you and him fighting again? Oh, girl, I'm about to get on this call. Like, I got to call you back. Let me text you later. Later doesn't happen, and later doesn't come, and I feel bad for that. But it's like, now there's some friends that I'm still friends with that are not in this business, right? And we'll forever be friends. But I still don't have all the same time I had to talk to you that I had back then. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, the whole thing is like, it's a temporary sacrifice. And that's like right now we're in quarantine. We're sacrificing a lot of things. Being in quarantine, we're sacrificing our fun, our freedom, our ability to come and go as we please. And these are things that we normally wouldn't give up. And or at least if we did, it would be very difficult for us because that option is sitting right there for you. But now that we're in quarantine, learning a new skill, to me, I'm like, well, what else are you going to do? And it shouldn't even feel as much as a sacrifice because what else are you going to do? And then for you even like closing your circle in just a little bit more, it's buckling down. Like for me, I'm like, I'm going to buckle down to the end of the year because now COVID is surging again. There's not going to be anywhere to go. By winter, there's going to be cold. There's not going to be anywhere to go. So, like, you might as well just focus now because, like, a few months of focus will catapult you so much farther in life than just doing things like piecemeal as they go. Like, people who can hibernate for 6 months a year, that can put 5 years of progress on your life. So then maybe by next summer, it could be party and bullshit summer next summer.
Right.
So I had one summer out of my 37 years. I look good. Out of my 37 years of life, I had one summer of 90 days where I stayed in the house. Like, come on now. There's nothing.
Yeah. And not only that, like today I found out some news that our children in my county are going to be taught virtually, completely virtually. So that means that the schools have made a decision. The county has made a decision. Our jobs are not talking about what's going to happen when our kids have to go back to school. So somebody in this household is going to have to make a decision about how are we going to maintain this household and take care of our children. And no one is talking about the employees. I saw that new CARE Act. That's what it seems like to hold us over through the summer. But no one's talking about what are these people going to do to finance their situation when all these kids are going to be at home. If this COVID pandemic increases and keeps surging, we all might have to be at home. And we can pray that the government takes care of us, but that's not what America has been known to do. So learning this skill and having what I've learned in the last year is that I can make a lot more money using my mind and my personal connections than any job has paid me thus far. So I have made so much more money by the people I've met. And I'll just bring them. I'm like, oh my God, you got to meet this person. Next thing you know, we're all making money together. And I'm not even talking about trading. I'm talking about things I was doing right before trading. Next thing you know, I'm falling into other groups and I'm learning how to make money differently. But what makes this so differently is that not only my whole path has gone digital. Like we have so many opportunities to make money online, money over the phone. All I need is Wi-Fi. And unfortunately, Wi-Fi be acting up. There's always some type of technical difficulty, but it won't stop the bag completely. So I've learned that I don't need an employer. I can legit handle all my handles. I am completely credit card debt free. Now I use my credit card because I've learned how to leverage that. I love some points. I will charge up everything every single day.
I think I went from silver to gold. Like we're going somewhere as soon as outside.
That's the kind of arguments I have with my husband. Whose credit card are we using? Because we want those points. But what I'm saying is that learning a skill is really going to impact, my future. And it's already making changes right now and learning and I haven't stopped doing anything else. I'm still growing my marketing business. I'm still going to work every day. I'm still learning this new skill. And a lot of people tell me about how they don't have time. And I always laugh, like, what do you think I do with my days? Do you know I have a 1-year-old? Do you know I have a 12-year-old? Do you know I have a husband? Do you know I have a full-time job? Do you know I have a personal business? Do you know I'm learning something new? Do you know my house burned down in March and I have to be my own claims adjuster because I have to basically deal with 3 adjusters right now on how to fix my house. And I have to be like a part-time project manager because I have to deal with every contractor that's rebuilding my house. So if you tell me that you don't have time and you're trying to act like I just have unlimited time, no, I choose to I'll take a little nap here and there. I'll wake up early. I might take a full nap. I might, take a break from the family. I have a supporting family. As you see, my husband, he's really supportive of me learning this. So as long as we divide the task up, he puts the baby to sleep, I may give the baby a bath. And that way I spend some time with my children, but I get to study because he's taken on some of the slack of the household. And that helps a lot. So I know that in a couple months, it's almost August, school's supposed to start in September. Everything is going to change. And what we need to figure out is how are we changing with the times? Are we going to be affected where we're going to be in a recession? Are the skill sets you have recession proof? Do you have enough savings to kind of push you through this? Like right now, according to my calculations, I have enough money to sit at home for a couple years. I've never, not before 2020 was I ever to say that, you know what I'm saying? But as of 2020.
Bro, not to cut you off, so I apologize, but 2020 for some of us literally has been our best year yet. We're halfway through, right?
Yes, it's been crazy.
Perspective just a little bit. 2020 has been a catastrophic.
It has.
Yes. I hear people hating it and saying it's the worst ever. And I'm like, where? This is popping. Like
it was a reset button. I feel like it's a whole reset button with everything, like with your family, your job, your finances. It's just like a whole reset. And people look at the pandemic like, oh my gosh, it's worse. I lost my job. I did this, I did that. But at the same time, you're still getting an unemployment check, which is very helpful. And they're adding an extra $600 to it. You're able to spend more time with your family. So those people that kept saying like, I don't have enough time, I don't have this, I don't have that. And now they actually have the time to sit down, play with their kids, interact with their kids, get to learn new things with their significant other, their mom, their dad, visit family. I know even for me, I was working almost 6-7 days a week when I was working. And I didn't have time to go on a vacation if I wanted to. It was more like, if I can go on Saturday, Sunday, be back Monday, like a 2-day vacation. And even with this, I was able to kind of like step outside. And I said I was going to go, to Alaska to visit my family for 4 days, right? But I ended up staying for almost a whole month. And that's because it was just like, okay, well, I don't have to go back to work. I have an opportunity where I have, I can make money from my phone, and I'm using this, I'm leveraging this opportunity, instead of using it as like a crutch, I'm gonna leverage it. What else can I do? People are, if you're a chef, like,
I might have to take my talents to Puerto Rico for a semester, because if we can get the Wi-Fi working at the house in Puerto Rico and these kids have to learn from home, somebody got to teach the kids.
Might as well.
I'm thinking that I'm going to plan for staying home with my children. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy that I have an opportunity to keep learning and growing. I've created several opportunities to stay in the game, and everything that my job has literally financed me the opportunity to even invest in myself the way I do. My job currently gave me the tools that I need, the flexibility, and even though I'm not completely fulfilled, because for me, my dream job is not working for anyone. Working for myself is my dream job. And I'm really, really close to achieving that goal. And I'm so close to it that it's a little scary. However, I'm taking each moment and I'm planning, and I'm glad I have friends, like-minded friends, that we're literally like, even Alicia doesn't even have children, and she's the one that told me about what my kids weren't doing this. She was like, they canceled your school, girl. I was like, oh, let me check. And so it's like we keep each other on track. We keep each other on a right plan. And I just feel that we're going to keep working. And I keep telling people, follow my journey. You can join our journey. You can follow, or just keep following me, because I'm going to keep documenting my growth. You're going to keep seeing me. And if anyone who's been watching me, if anyone who's been following me, if anyone who knows me, and you tell me you haven't seen me level up, and you tell me you haven't seen me boss up, and you tell me that you would have thought that I could have never had what I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at me, you know what I mean? And if you think I'm not going to go further, then I'm going to invite you to keep watching. Like, keep watching, because it's going to be, what does it say? You're going to be a believer or a witness.
Or a witness. Yeah.
You can choose. But yeah, I mean, I think that really wraps up my sort of introduction and entanglement with money, because everything we discussed today is within its own topic. We can break down mindsets, we can break down, different goals, principles, disciplines, all within other talks. And I'm really excited. I don't know who you guys are going to have on your next panel, but I look forward to coming back and speaking with you guys and really breaking down topics. I do want to thank anyone who I invited to this call today, anyone who decided to hear us speak. It's storming here, so I don't know how long my internet is going to stay on. I hear the thunder, so I just wanted to quickly give my ending, my wrap up to say, thank you guys for following my journey. Anyone who's not following me, my Instagram is at the Savings Chica. I know I took a little break with posting, but I am coming back. I was kind of busy buying my house and I got very distracted, and I'm coming back to the internet. I just feel that I've been called to keep sharing, because there's a lot of people like me. There's a lot of people who are looking for different opportunities, and there's a lot of people who are not getting the support from their friends and family. And I want you to know that sometimes you got to reach out your circle to actually get that push and get that support from strangers. And you're going to be very surprised when you get that from other people and you're not getting it from who you thought you would get it from. So I welcome y'all to keep following us, join the journey, reach out, inbox, DM, engage with us. Let me know how you feel. Let me know, anything you like. If you like my hair, I'm using some guys.
Right.
And just tell us how you feel. Tell us if you would like us to cover anything differently, or even I'll pass it on to the actual hosts, who are Kiana and Sandra, who do an amazing job, who are pushing me out of my comfort zone, because I really hate to present these days. I hate.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing.
But we didn't want this to be like a presentation. We just wanted to have
a conversation. We're at the Zoom table.
We're at the Zoom table. Welcome to the Zoom table.
You know what? I do want to say one thing is, just because the world stopped does not mean your money has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's really been I've been saying repeatedly, just because things are going on doesn't mean my money has to stop. And that basically means get your niche, find something that's going to work, that's going to multiply your money.
Right.
And I think so many people are just so stuck on well, I don't know how to start it. Well, just start it. You have to do it. You're not going to know if something's going to fail, if something's not going to work, if you don't just start it. And so that's been one of my biggest things. Just because the world stopped does not mean your money has to stop.
You got any closing remarks, Alicia?
Sure. My closing remark is to get your mind right. I'm very serious about that, because that's going to set you up for everything that you do. I know I'm the type of person that needs a lot of external motivation, and I am working on that, because that's not the key to success. You have to have it within you. So I am reprogramming my brain. I am unlearning bad habits, learning new ones, getting into this, getting to be more disciplined, there's some books and resources that we listed in the chat, so be sure to take those down. And
people on Facebook too for the Facebook viewers.
Okay, we'll put it in the on Facebook as well. And like-minded people, they behave similarly. So there's a reason why millionaires wake up at 5 in the morning. There's a reason why millionaires saw themselves and spoke about themselves as millionaires before they even had a dollar. Kanye West called himself a billionaire years ago. We're not going to talk about what's going on now, but he really did. He called himself a billionaire years ago, and now he's a billionaire. And that actually is, that part is true. So I'm just becoming more comfortable with speaking about myself in the same way. I'm usually such a factual person, but I believe that once you put something out there, that God will make it happen. And I just invite you all to join me on this mindset journey as well.
I think that's awesome. So I'm going to actually let Kiana close it out, but I will say a few things. I do want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. I think this has been an incredible first call. We literally just shot from the hip. We came up with this idea 3 days ago. I had a friend text me, and I'm always talking about weird stuff like, man, look, I am so Forex. I do stuff like pipping ain't easy. Like, I'm always talking about pipping. It's all about pips and this for me, right? And she hits me up and she brought up this sit and pip, and I was like, I love it. You know what I'm saying? An opportunity for us to have a conversation about, trading isn't just for a certain type of person, right? There are a lot of people right now that are trading, and I keep saying this, that look just like me and just like you. And as long as you're disciplined and as long as your mindset is right there and on point, and you're probably, any and every decision that you make to better yourself is going to come with the sacrifice of so-called friends and so-called, I love my family, man, right? But this is a journey. Any journey that you decide to take for yourself is a journey that you have to also understand, in which everybody can't go. Everybody will not come. Everybody isn't going to go, right? And I'm fortunate and blessed that my sister and brother have joined me on this journey, right? And it took some convincing, right? But now that we're here, we're going, right? And it is my goal. It is my goal to expose as many people as possible to the information that we never were afforded, right? We never were presented with information that was gonna make us good enough for anything but a job, right? So the only information that we have been presented with our entire lives was all job related. You will get a job, right? You're gonna get a job, you're gonna work until you're 65, then you're gonna retire, and then I think the mortality rates, what is that? I don't know, 72? So you mean to tell me I have to work my entire life to just get like 7 years to chill? I don't do math well, but whatever that number is.
That's 72, that's for minorities, just so you know.
Okay, so
we're at the lowest end, so Black and Hispanic men are around 72. Life expectancy on average is a little bit higher.
So
a lot higher. It's like 77.
Sit well with me. So for me, my entire journey is, I don't know. I feel like the more people that can come, the more the merrier, right? It's just like ranking up in the army. The higher I got in rank, the less friends I had, because now I can't associate with certain people because it's called fraternization. Well, now the more money I make, the less friends I have, because now we just have less in common. And the conversation is different. And why you want to maintain the same, the last thing that you can be hard on yourself on for is for changing, right? Like, embrace the change that comes with everything you said you wanted, right? And everything that we have to offer you, everything you have to learn, and this platform that we've kind of, indirectly spoken about is for you. All of it is for you. It's actually for all of you. That's all I got. I can't wait till next week. I'm already thinking about the next topic. I'm super excited. I think Alicia and Wilson are going to join us. I like them. I like them, Kiana. I hope you like them. I think we can do this.
Yeah, we can do this.
We can do this.
We'll figure out the topic.
But I love y'all for watching. I cannot wait to do this again next week. I'm super excited about these weekly sip and pips. And you know what? Not on this call, but we're going to tell them what a pip is on another call. Yeah.
All right. So, Lowe's leaving to me. close it out. Well, to be honest with you, it was real, hearing from real people, real experiences. Like, we're just being very, very open and honest with our life. And I'm just glad that everyone got on here to join us, just to hear different outlooks on every situation. And I just love everyone that came and joined us on the call. Awelda was amazing. Alicia was amazing. Lo, of course, is amazing. And like, I'm the youngest one, and it's just like an honor. I guess it was an honor to even be on a panel with you all, talking about different topics in different situations, and just bringing it up front, because a lot of times you hear about like Forex traders or people that trade Forex, and a lot of the time we don't talk about other things like option and cryptocurrency. There's other things that we do besides just trade foreign exchange, right? So, and a lot of times people think like people that invest in this market is like always had money, they never struggled before, and it's like, no, like people have real life situations, real life experiences, and we're just here to share it with you. But definitely join us on our next call. This will be every Thursday at 8 p.m. But I do want to leave you with some from one of our mentors, Mike Murdoch. He said, if you win in your mind, you'll win in life. You need to focus on something in your future. Your mind has two parts, your memory and your imagination. Your memory replays the past, and your imagination pre-plays the future. All right, so think about that, and we'll see you on the next Sip and Pip Thursday at 8 p.m. It will always be live. We'll have special guests every single time. Of course, Alicia and Awelda will be, the special guest.
You're going to be our
honorary guest, right?
Host. Honorary host.
Honorary host.
I like
that.
I like that.
I might have to charge you girls. We'll see if your bank account can handle it. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right. Thank you guys for joining. See you guys later.
All right.
Good night.
Bye-bye.